Hi beautiful gems, welcome to my channel. This is a Solstice Gem. So in today's pick a card reading, we're gonna dive deep and see what is your soul here to learn in this lifetime. So what is the spiritual reason that you are here on earth? This is for anyone who's on a soul searching journey, a spiritual awakening journey, personal development, just trying to understand yourself and your life better, and trying to just grow as a person and really just find meaning to your life here, because I know that life as a human is hard and it doesn't make sense a lot of times. So I think it's helpful to understand what's happening on a deeper soul level and why we're here, so that we can make sense of the chaos, right? So that's what this reading is going to be about. I really hope that it resonates with you and gives you some deeper insight into yourself and your life. If you enjoy this reading, I'd love it if you liked, commented, and subscribed to my channel. And if you would like a personal reading with me, then you can book that via the link in the description box. So we have 3 piles to choose from: pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So if you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. Tune into your intuition, choose the pile that feels the best for you. And whenever you're ready, I love the timestamps in the description box below, and I will see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. So if you chose this beautiful stone, then this is going to be your reading today about your soul and why it's here. What is it here to learn in this lifetime? So what is the spiritual reason that you are here on earth? So this is a big message, it's a big reading, so let's get into it. The card that you chose is: my happiness can be measured by the level of my faith and love. So we're going to put your card here and then reveal your oracle cards and then put the whole message together. So we have prosperity, we have balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. We have gossip. We have calm in the storm. And we have the 4th chakra with unconditional love. This is the heart chakra. So we'll read that message whenever the time is right. And I'm going to pull your tarot cards out, and your tarot cards, we're going to answer specific questions. So the first one we're going to answer is basically why are you here on earth? What is your mission? The second question is going to be, what are you here to learn? So that's basically our reading. And then the third question will be, how will you learn this lesson that you need to learn? So pile number 1, why is pile 1 here on earth? What is their mission? Why is pile 1 here on earth? What is their mission? What are they here to learn? And how are they going to learn it? So the Hierophant is your mission, why you are here. This is what are you here to learn, is the 4 of Wands. And how you're going to learn it is the 6 of Cups. All right, pile 1. So what are you here to learn in this lifetime? Why is your soul here? I feel like it definitely has something to do with balance, unconditional love, loving people unconditionally, finding balance in your life, maybe your relationships, and even forgiveness. And the reason that I'm getting that is because we have gossip, we have calm in the storm, and then at the bottom we have workaholic, and then look, we have balance again. And it's she's angry here. Everybody's kind of just almost fighting. There's conflict, and the judge is here, find balance, find peace, find harmony in the situation. So it could be with work. So your big lesson that you're here to learn in this lifetime could be taught to you through work situations or interactions at your job. And that's maybe why, maybe you do experience a lot of conflict at work, or a lot of problems and trouble, maybe finding, getting along with your coworkers, or finding a good job, finding something that suits you. So maybe that's like your struggle in like overall kind of has been your story. And I think that's for a reason, because your soul came here to learn certain lessons through that kind of dynamic, through your career, through your job, through your coworker, like your interactions with your colleagues. Because we also have gossip here, you know? So there's this person just kind of thriving almost, you know? She looks like she's wearing green. There's green grass, greenhouse. So she's just very connected to everything around her, just feels very much in her power. And then we have this person just kind of judging her, looking at her. And then this, you know, just seems like there's a lot of maybe evil eye on you, or negative people around you, or people who just like tend to judge you and talk behind your back, especially when it comes to work. And this does create a lot of like chaos. You know, there's a storm, right? So it creates some sort of a conflict in your life, a storm. But your mission here on this earth is to find calm in that storm, is to find balance. So the lesson that you're meant to learn is, it goes beyond your career. It goes beyond work, you know, but work is what allows you to learn this lesson. Because I think it's the one place where you're like kind of forced to be there. You want to be prosperous. You maybe are a workaholic, like you do like to work a lot. So this is kind of like why your soul chose that avenue through which to learn these lessons, because you do have a strong work ethic. This is something that's very important to you, to make money, to have stability, to maybe be in power and control, right? To have some sort of status and success in your work. And so you're going through these challenges there because there's a lot of like spiritual lessons that it's going to teach you. So we have the Hierophant here with, why are you here and what is your mission? And I definitely do feel like you're here on this earth to be in a leadership position, to be in a position of power, to have some sort of authority. There's a lot of wisdom that you have within you. I think you are an older soul. You know, we have workaholic, balance, and then wisdom. So there's a lot of, you have a talent, you have a skill, you have something that you're really good at, or you're just a really wise person. Maybe kind of, you stand out from the crowd. You have that leadership energy to you where people like to follow in your lead. They trust your guidance. They come to you with questions and for direction and for, you know, support or something like that. There's something about you that screams confidence and independence and empowerment, and like, you know your shit. And this is kind of part of your mission, is to be that person for other people, whether it's actually professionally in your job or just like this is your vibe, and people, no matter what position you're in, they still come to you and look at you as this, you know, they kind of put you on a pedestal type of energy. Because we also have the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. So your mission on this earth is to be very successful in your career. There's a lot of prosperity here, to make a lot of money from the role that you play, I guess, at your job. Because you are very committed. You're very committed to having this financial security and stability and success. But because you are so focused on that in this lifetime, it's the area of your life where you're going to experience the most amount of challenges, because this is where your soul this is where you as a human spend most of your time and attention and focus. And this is like your main priority in life. So it's going to be the area in your life where you're going to be presented with the most opportunity for growth. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I'm having trouble like explaining that. But if a person was really focused on their love life, their relationships, and this was like the most important thing for them, then that would be the area of their life where they're experiencing the most trouble and most challenges to overcome, most growth to be had, most fears to be overcome. Like that would be the area, because that's just like what you're attracted to the most, you know, like you get the most excited about romantic relationships. So therefore you're also going to experience the most growth there because you care about it. So for you, I feel like it's your career, it's being a leader, it's finding your place in the world when it comes to like kind of your job, what you do for a living, your vocation. We also have growth at the bottom. So I definitely think that growth in your career is part of your soul's journey, and having growth from your career. Now, you might also deal with pride, you know, so that's something that you might be, your soul is learning in this lifetime, to not be so prideful and to be a little bit more humble, I guess, and maybe modest, because I do see that you're a very talented person. You're very good at what you do, or you have a very strong personality. It really does. It's very magnetic, and you're here to find balance, okay? To not go, you know, too much into one energy. So not to be too focused on money and materialism and status and success, but also to believe in yourself and to not let like the negative energy around you, because you are so good at what you do, to affect you and to play small because of that. So it's this balance of like being big, you know, being in your big, strong energy. But then you're also going to get some pushback from other people, and you're going to have some haters, and you're going to have people talking about you. And so not letting that kind of get in your way, and then losing your confidence and becoming insecure, and then trying to play small and not stand out and be seen and show off who you are and your talents because of the risk of being rejected. So with here, fourth chakra, heart chakra, unconditional love, we have, I allow myself to be open to giving and receiving love without fear of rejection. I give without expecting recognition or acknowledgement in return. When I'm loving to others, I'm helping bring out the innate love within them so they also feel uplifted, worthy, and cared for. I love myself the way I am, not the way I was or could be, and I extend this love to others. I teach others how to love and respect me by how I love and respect myself. Unconditional love, that is, I would say, the main journey like that our soul is on here, like just loving without any conditions. Love, it's our true essence. So maybe you deal with a lot of quote unquote shitty people, especially at work, where you're tested to continue to have faith and love and belief, I guess, even in humanity, you know, because maybe you do see a lot of ugly, like in the world of business, in the world of career, people are out to get one another. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of envy. There's a lot of, you know, walking all over each other to get to the top. There's a lot of that kind of narcissistic energy. And it's very hard to be in the business world. You know, it's greedy. It's wants to be in power and control. And it's very egoistic, you know, it's very full of ego. So I feel like because you are so immersed in this world, this is something that you find very important in your life, is to have success in your career. You're naturally going to be presented with these sort of energies, and you have to learn to remain in this loving vibration, love for humanity, love for you, love for what you're doing, love for, you know, have purpose behind what it is that you're doing, so that you don't get caught up in that egoistic type of energy. So you're bringing balance into your work situations, your work relationships, into your own personal inner spirit and emotions and like emotional state. My happiness can be measured by the level of my faith and love. Like there's something here in this lifetime about you having to learn love, even though it might be really hard to see that because you are exposed to this more like darker side of the world. You're here to learn the Four of Wands. You're here to learn to have, you're here to have and learn stability and balance and harmony overall. But I think that your job is what is teaching you how to do this. And how you're going to learn it is the Six of Cups. It's by forgiving. It's by loving unconditionally. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. So why is that something that you're learning in this lifetime? The Four of Wands. What is pile 1 here to learn with the Four of Wands? Five of Cups at the bottom, Eight of Swords, and then the Nine of Pentacles. This is definitely about your success, pile 1. You're here to learn, like the reason your soul came to earth in this lifetime is to find success, be successful in however you define that for yourself. Be successful and true to yourself during the process of being successful, And despite all of the fears and hardships that you will face, the disappointments, the sadness, the rejection, the losses, the bullshit that you're going to face on this path to success, to continue to focus, be very determined and focused on succeeding, on having balance, despite basically all of the external chaos that's happening around you, that's testing you, testing your faith, testing your commitment, testing your ability to be happy and positive and empowered, almost trying to like bring you down, right? Like it's gossip energy, like people trying to bring you down, sabotage you, ruin this for you, ruin your path, ruin your success. It's like, despite that, you need to still continue to rise to the top, keep going, keep rising, and be that leader, be that person, you know, like it's to really step into your power and kind of show the world what you're made of. Show the world what you're made of. And very heavy, like I said, career energy here, you know, so it's to excel in your career. It's to have recognition, to have praise, to have acknowledgement, to be seen in the public eye, to be seen by other people, is to be celebrated. To be celebrated. There's something about you being celebrated through your career, despite all of the challenges and maybe betrayal, deception, lies, you know, just negative, ugly people that you're dealing with throughout your journey in, you know, the business world. It's to continue to rise to the top and just continue to thrive and not give up. And you're meant to have some sort of like a recognition from this. And I do see that you go through a lot of sadness, a lot of losses. It's not easy. So like you don't have necessarily like an easy time with your career. Maybe things are out of balance a lot. Because if your lesson is to learn balance and to learn unconditional love and forgiveness, then you'll probably be presented with opportunities that aren't that are opposite of that, so that you can learn that lesson, right? So that maybe things are out of balance. Maybe you are tested with shitty people, so that you have to overwrite that and just be like, okay, you know, let me maintain my own control. Let me maintain emotional balance, even though, you know, there's a lot of people who don't want the best for you. So it could be a big struggle for you to gain this success and power. And I feel that your lesson here is to gain success and power, not for greed, not for fame, not for glory, not for just money and status, which is something you might be focused on. You know, maybe that is part of your goals. And the lesson here is, do it for truth, do it for you, do it because it has a meaning and purpose behind it, and not because you just want to be seen and recognized and celebrated. Because that's definitely here, like you're meant to be celebrated for everything, but it has an element of truth, you know? And this isn't superficiality. This is about you genuinely doing what is true to your soul. And so maybe you want to accomplish this success, or you want to be in this leadership position, or you want to have a certain type of result from whatever it is that you're doing, a certain amount of money for whatever you're doing, but you're doing it because it means that you've overcome the struggle with letting other people define you or determine your path, or, you know, it's like you're doing something, you're proving to yourself something. And by achieving this success, it's like you've proven something deeper to yourself. So that's what your soul is here to learn, is like you actually learning these lessons or accomplishing this success for yourself, not because of some superficial external reason, which is why you'll be tested so much with this external, basically like chaos, and triggered a lot to see just truly how committed you are to your path. Because if you're just doing it for the wrong reasons, and you would give up very easily, right? And you would be off balance. You would get sucked into that competition, the ego, the pride, workaholism, right? addicted to work, addicted to achievement, and you start to lose meaning in why you're doing this. So the Six of Cups, how are you going to learn it? So the Six of Cups, pile 1, how are they going to learn this? Okay, so we have the Two of Swords and the Knight of Wands. The Page of Wands at the bottom, the Sun. So a lot of fire energy here. So there's definitely something here about childhood. How are you going to learn it? Maybe going back into your childhood. Going back into the past. Revisiting the past. Being more childlike. So how are you going to learn it? Yeah, being... Okay, so with the Two of Swords, there's a blocked energy here, right? It's like this inability to move forward, to take action, to trust, to be stuck in fear and ego, basically. And that preventing you from moving forward and taking action in, you know, having that success that you really, really want. So how you're going to learn this lesson is through not giving a fuck, basically, is what I'm getting. Just not caring, just going, just doing it, just being, just shining. Just keep moving, despite the fear, despite you don't know where you're going, you don't know what's happening. It's like, just know that this is your soul's calling. The Six of Cups is about your it's like a past life, you know, it's a past life memory. So maybe you intuitively, deep down inside, remember or know that this is part of your destiny. This is part of your soul contract. This is why your soul is here. This is a very connected energy to your soul's path. So how you're going to learn it is like continue to listen to that deeper feeling, that calling, that intuitive nudge to move forward despite the fear. Just keep going. That's how you're going to learn it. It's like, don't get in your head about any of this, you know, whenever you become off balance and you get tested. All right, so, okay, look, we also have 7th chakra, crown chakra, divine intervention, and then 1st chakra with patience. So I feel like when it comes to your career, you're going to be experiencing a lot of, I guess, obstacles, it will seem like, or detours or delays, or just like literal rejections and losses. Kind of like things are not working out. Here's another challenge. Here's another problem. Here's another issue, a roadblock. And all of those are this divine intervention. So that's all the universe intervening. We'll figure out why. And also, and like pushing you into this energy of patience, having to have patience. So maybe patience is another thing that you're learning in this lifetime through your career. Learning to be patient. So let's just see why the divine intervention card is here. Why does the universe intervene? What is the purpose? Okay, so we have the 7 of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Hierophant again. Okay, so every time, pile 1, every time the universe intervenes when it comes to your career and it seems like just shit hits the fan, things fall apart, or they're not flowing anymore, or things are just not working out the way that you want, like there's another obstacle or roadblock to overcome, just another something, you know? Something. It's always there to put you more into this reflective energy, because something that you're doing isn't flowing. Like you're moving, oh my God, maybe you're moving quickly, but you don't know where you're going. It's like okay, so you're moving too quickly, focused on the wrong goals, the wrong things, without addressing your deeper calling and your intuition and how to move forward in an actual way that your soul wants to go, because you're being guided by like blindly, like you're blindly moving forward with the 2 of Swords. You're not really knowing where you're going. You don't have an intention of where you're going. You're just kind of going. And maybe you might have like physical goals, right? Like you consciously know, like, well, no, I'm going forward because I need to pay my bills, or I need to save this money, or I need to pay off debt, or I need to do this and that and that. But on a deeper level, like, you don't truly know like where it's taking you, like what is the deeper meaning or purpose behind this. I don't know. That's just an example. I'm not sure if that's actually your case, but it's something along those lines where I feel that maybe you're moving too quickly, or moving too impulsively, or moving too blindly without actually having intention behind it. And when you go down that path, you start to get lost, and then things start to fall apart, and then the universe has to intervene and be like, so putting like a roadblock. And the roadblock happens so that you can take a moment to reflect. Where do you want to keep investing your energy? How do you want to invest your energy? What energy do you want to put into this? Who do you want to be? How do you want to move forward? What habits do you need to implement? What do you need to do so that you can be successful? So the universe intervenes with all of this, which to you seems like, again, another loss or a detour or rejection, but it's to put you in this state of pause and rest, evaluation, so that you can move forward with a spark, with passion, to get to what you truly are meant to do, which is the Hierophant. Why are you here? What is your mission? It's the Hierophant. So it's to put you truly on the path of where you're meant to be, on your mission. Because I guess whenever the universe intervenes, it's like you're not on your mission. And don't ask me why. I don't know. But it's like, I feel the universe or your soul knows, like, this isn't the path. This isn't the way. There's a different path, and I need you to see that. So I'm going to intervene here. And so you're meant to reflect on that, figure it out, so you can move forward towards your path. And this requires a lot of patience. You're going to have to be patient here, because there's a lot of having to figure things out. You're going to be maybe thrown into anxiety, or just a lot of overthinking very often when it comes to these situations. And maybe during this time, you're also gaining some self-confidence, like some confidence in yourself. I almost feel like it's like a leveling up. Every time the universe intervenes, or like has a detour, it's like a call for you to step it up, like a call for you to step more into your power, into your confidence, into your leadership energy, and gain more confidence, have more self-esteem, know your worth, not settle. And so you're always like elevating yourself through your career, through your positions, through whatever like choices that you're making, because maybe you become too stagnant, maybe you become too comfortable, maybe you become unfulfilled. And so it's like this, you're meant to continue to grow, right? Growth. You're meant to continue to grow in your career, to keep growing and going higher and higher and higher, because you're meant to be the Hierophant. You're meant to gain a lot of experience, wisdom, long-term, like there's long-term commitment to this. And the only way to do that is to continue to like force you out of your comfort zone, So that's something that you might be experiencing quite often when it comes to your job and your career. Okay, so let's get some more information on what is your soul here to learn. So pile 1, tell us more. The King of Wands, there it is again. And the Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands. Are you kidding me? King of Swords. How many people? It's a lot of people here. You know what I'm getting with this? You're meant to play a lot of roles in your career. You're meant to wear a lot of hats. You're very dynamic. You have a lot of skills. You have a lot of talents. You have fire. You have passion. You have leadership. You have confidence. You also have follow-through energy. You also, or maybe this is what you're meant to learn, right? So if you don't have it, like, this is why all this is happening, so that you have, it's like a jack of all trades. Like, you have everything, and you're meant to tap into that power, tap into all of your skills and talents within your career so that you can become this really wholesome, dynamic kind of example, even leader, just be very successful, very recognized by all these people, perhaps, you know. So you have the fire, the passion, but you also have the routine down, the follow through energy, the discipline, the self-control to stay on the path, you know, to success. You know your worth, you know your value, you don't settle. You are also very, you know, you can take action right away when you need to. Like, you can be impulsive, you can be spontaneous and just take a risk, like kind of bold and take a risk and not overthink it, you know. So you need to have both. You need to have balance. Yes, that's why balance is here. It's like, you can't just be one. You have to be all of the things, and you have to have balance within that. You can't just always be impulsive and go and not think about things. But you also can't just sit on things and over plan, and because then you get stuck in your comfort zone. So there has to be this beautiful alchemy, right? The Queen of Wands, it's being in touch with your masculine go-getting energy, like taking action, but also knowing how to receive, how to attract this abundance, how to surrender, how to manifest this, you know, being more in your creative energy. And then the King of Swords, it's like also using your brain, your logic, your intellect to make decisions, not just, you know, strictly your fire. And we don't have any cups here, so I wonder why. Like your intuition, you know, but I mean, we have the Six of Cups, so it is relying a lot also on your intuition. But, you know, I hope that makes sense. Like, you kind of just have to tap into all of your powers, and that's part of the mission here for you. Tell me more about this gossip energy. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, people might like say a lot of mean things to you, be very harsh, very impulsive, very insensitive with their words, cold, like argumentative, angry. You know, people might be coming at you, kind of just like talking shit to you, gossiping behind your back. That's something that you might experience a lot of in this lifetime, especially at work. Maybe not being seen for who you are, not being accepted. Maybe like everyone's jealous of you or envious of you. This is blocked, nasty energy, but it's meant to, this is part of how you're learning like this lesson. So this basically has to happen in order for you to learn this lesson, to bring more justice and balance into your life. How? Again, it puts you into it always, these types of situations always put you into this evaluation state where you have to figure out like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? How is my energy off? Is my energy off? What's off? What works? What, you know? It's just doing a lot of reflection, a lot of evaluation, a lot of contemplating. What am I investing my energy into? What is working? What do I continue to invest in? What do I want to grow? How can I do this? Just like taking a time out to how you can become the King of Pentacles, to truly be secure, to truly be stable, to truly be in balance and have the abundance and success and the leadership and the control over your life and the authority that you desire. So all of these things happen because it throws you into this reflection state where you're meant to really learn, grow, and how to move forward in more balance, aligned with your soul. And what is that? How? The Hierophant again. Okay, tell us more about the Hierophant. What? Because this is your mission. This is why you're here. It's like the Hierophant. So tell us more for pile one. Like, what is it about the Hierophant? What do you... The King of Cups. Look at, I'm telling you, all the people. The Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Fool. Okay, so with that, I'm also getting pile one, Sun. You're meant to be in the spotlight. You're leader. That's it. Like, you need to embody this energy. You need to accept that this is your purpose. This is your mission. It doesn't have to be that you have an actual leadership role at your job, like professionally, like a manager or a boss or like whatever. You need to own you need to own that you're really, really dynamic and amazing at a lot of things, and that you just have this air of you're in charge, okay? Even if you're not officially in charge. Amongst your friend group, maybe amongst in your family, like even at your coworkers, like you're just a person of example. People come to you, people look up to you, people envy you, people admire you, people take your lead, okay? Follow your lead. So I think part of your mission here is to be in control, in charge of other people, a lot of other people, and to own this, like to accept this role that you have and to carry out in balance with confidence, to be a very successful leader, not just a narcissistic, overpowering, controlling, greedy, you know, like how our world is run, but to bring this love into your leadership. It's to bring humanity into your leadership, emotions, and, you know, kind of connection, like personal human connection into the world of business. Passion, soul, to have more soul in your in whatever it is that you do. And yeah, I feel like you're meant to be looked up, like you're the sun, you're the light. You're the light that brings warmth to people. So maybe this is having your own empire, having your own business, having your own company, something like that, where your employees are so happy to work there. They feel like they're taken care of, they're respected, they're valued, you know, they are respected and they're getting compensated for the work that they do. So maybe you're meant to build this like big empire and you're the center, like you're the sun, and they just, everything kind of, and like I said, like with this ego energy, like don't let this get to your head, but it is kind of like things revolve around you. You're the center of their world because you are their boss, you're their leader, they come to you, like you know, so this is big energy, big Leo energy. I mean, the King of Wands, the Kings showed up in many times in this reading. I think we've seen all the Kings now. Also Queen, Knights, I mean, literally. So yeah, that's kind of like what your mission is, what your purpose is. And through this, let's just bring that home a little bit. In essence, what is the main lesson that Pile 1 is meant to learn through this career, this work, endeavor, this journey? What is the main lesson? What is this teaching them? It really is like to have heart and soul. It's to have heart and soul. It's to not get bogged down by the negativity and the bullshit that it does go on in the physical human world. It's no matter how hard things are, no matter how unfulfilling things are, don't give up. And whenever there's no more fire left, like there's just no more happiness left, and you're just not feeling the spark anymore, it's truly to walk away towards something better and bigger. It's this constant growth and change and transformation to more and more and more until you become the emperor. It's to follow that spark. It's to follow your soul. It's to follow your passion and your desires, that calling that you have, to keep following that and, you know, embracing your confidence, your creative energy, your leadership abilities, your talents, all of that beauty that you have. It's to continue to embrace that and follow that until you become in control over your life, I guess, like in control, and the woman in charge, like large and in charge, but coming from a soulful place. Because you'll be presented with a lot of situations where you'll be forced to walk away. A lot of probably maybe jobs or people that you'll go through, and it's like there's just always like, this isn't good enough, like this isn't it. So you're walking away, constantly having to evaluate, like, oh, okay, well, where's next? Like, what do I do next? What do I want to keep growing? Following your intuition, turning the wheels, spinning, your head spinning, thinking, getting in your head even, like, shit, you know, feeling blocked, paralyzed, trapped almost, until you have your victory and success, until you reach that point where like, this is it, this is where I feel very content. So this is like a journey of becoming your most, like, your highest potential, fulfilling your highest potential, but it's through your career, okay, through your business, through the material plane. And just always listening to yourself. And if something is no longer feeling right, it's like not stopping and going for something that does feel right. It's like this never-ending soul calling that will take you to that place where your soul wants to reside, so that it can make, I feel like make these positive changes in your employees' lives, or like other people's lives that you're going to be impacting. So if it's not your employees, it's just like your family, right? We have family here at the bottom. And passion, yeah, freedom. You know, it's like having a positive impact on your family and being able to help them because of all of this prosperity that you have, or maybe inspiring other people to be their best self. Like however you do that, it doesn't have to be like an actual formal, like I have employees and you guys, you know, it just, the people that you interact with are going to be positively impacted by your leadership, by your example, by who you are as a person. And this is just kind of your journey. So that's what I have for you, pile 1. I hope that resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best on your beautiful, beautiful soul journey. And I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So if you chose this beautiful pink crystal, then this is going to be your reading today to see what is your soul here to learn in this lifetime. So why are you here? What is the spiritual reason behind why you are here as a human on earth? So let's get into it. The card that you chose is My Presence is My Power. Oh my God, I saw peace for some reason. So my presence is my peace, but also my presence is my power. All right, so we'll see how that plays into the reading. Let's see your oracle cards. So we have peace. Maybe that's why I saw peace. We have freedom, instinct, make the sacrifice, and 5th chakra, throat chakra, creative expression. We'll read that when the time is right. Okay, so now we're going to pull your tarot cards out. And with your tarot cards, what I want to do is ask 3 questions. So we're going to ask first, why are you here? Like, what is your mission? The second question will be the question, which is, what are you here to learn? Which is our reading. And then the third question will be, how can you learn this? Okay, so pile 2, why are they here? What is their mission? What are they here to learn? What is their soul here to learn in this lifetime? And how are they going to learn it? So why are they here? What are they here to learn? How are they going to learn it? We have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. So what are you here to learn? Your mission is the 2 of Pentacles. Or sorry, why are you here is the 2 of Pentacles. What are you here to learn is the 6 of Swords. And how can you learn this is the 7 of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and start with the 6 of Swords. With what are you here to learn? You're here to learn peace, pile 2. We'll see how, you know, like we'll get details. But overall, like in essence, you're here to learn inner peace and your path to freedom and happiness, especially happiness in your relationships. Look at this. We have relationships, friendship, and then we also have friendship at the bottom here. Okay, we also have forgiveness. Oh my gosh, and happiness. Okay, so there's a lot of repeating messages here. A lot of synchronicities. So your lesson, pile 2, is through your friendships and relationships, which you will probably be tested by them. You will probably be tested by your relationships and partnerships. Maybe your relationships are going to feel like there's conflict, right? Like there's conflict and you're constantly like moving away from conflict towards more peace and calm, and your thoughts, also like calming your thoughts, finding this inner peace and this inner balance. And the journey is for your soul is to find freedom, to feel free, not trapped, not controlled by your thoughts, not controlled by other people, not to be dependent on them, not to want certain things from them for you to feel certain ways. So like codependency, attachment, things like that. You need to learn, in order to have that, the only path is through your own inner peace. The journey for you is inner peace. So that you can be happy and the most happy in your relationships. There's something here about using your voice and speaking up, sharing your thoughts. So let's read this. Because this is the throat chakra, right? So this rules, obviously, your voice, your throat, your words, your expression. I'm committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing, and crying, and through using my creative talents. I consciously use my senses to experience my world more fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more, and I become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, and sights. This is about expressing yourself and not holding things in and holding things to yourself. You have very strong instincts, pile 2. You have a very strong intuition. You feel things, especially when you're confused. I think the gray represents confusion because this isn't part of any of the chakras, because like the color that is outlining the pictures like representing a certain chakra. And I believe in this deck, the gray is like feeling confused. Maybe blocked chakras, right? So maybe you have a blocked throat chakra. And so whenever it is that you are confused and you're not really seeing things clearly, or you can't rely on like your vision or communication or something like that, you really have a strong intuition that kicks in and says like what's actually happening, what's actually true. So your mission is, why you are here is the 2 of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify that. Two of Pentacles for why is pile 2 here on Earth. We have the Death card and the 9 of Wands. Okay, the 7 of Swords. There's a lot of, this is Scorpio energy. There's a lot of like inner transformation through the battles and challenges that you're faced with in life that you're being called to undergo. And with the 7 of Swords here, I feel that you could have a lot of people in your life, relationships, who maybe do betray you. Maybe people have lied to you, people that you have trouble trusting. And that's for a reason as well. It's because, and you know, maybe it does make you this like wounded warrior, this kind of beat up, defeated kind of cat, right? Energy, where it's like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Like another one? And all of these experiences are here to transform you, to transform your perspective, to find more inner, to dig deeper within yourself, to go within. This is about making a decision, finding balance, managing all of your responsibilities and tasks, having really good time management, being very kind of also distracted by all of these tasks that you have to do, distracting yourself so that you don't have to deal with this. So maybe it's not distracting yourself. Your mission is to have focus, right? Because this is this is how you're going to learn it. So this is about focusing, going within, and all of these distractions that are coming at you, trying to like get your attention. You're like, no, I'm finding my own inner peace, my own inner balance so that I can be free. And I'm unaffected, unfazed by these external energies. You have a very powerful presence. And I feel like people sense your energy very, very easily. So if you're in a bad mood or if you're feeling shitty, it's very easy for people to pick up on that. And I think it does like impact other people. They not that they read you easily, but your energy is so strong and potent and powerful that if you're in a bad mood, it's like it really does bring people down. If you're in a great mood and smiling and you have positive energy, you can create magic. You know, people are just so uplifted by your energy, and so you just have that about you. You're not simple. You're not just like, you can never just be in a corner and people don't notice you. Like, they will either notice you that you have strong energy in a negative way or you have strong energy in a positive way, but it's never just like blah. It's never just neutral. Like, people, they notice you, you know, people recognize you and feel you. So your purpose here is to make the sacrifice, right? And to bring more peace, bring more peace, find more peace. Okay. It's moving towards peace, moving away from conflict and towards peace. So let's dig a little deeper into that. Tell me more about pile two's lesson here in this lifetime. What is their soul here to learn? Tell me more about this peace. We have a bunch of people here too. We had a bunch of people in pile one as well. So with the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands. This is like all of the energies. We have water, earth, fire. This is also about having very stable, stable energy. Pile two, stable energy, peaceful, like consistently. I'm not going to say like calm energy, because that's not really what I'm trying to get at, because, you know, there's the Queen of Wands. She's very passionate and fiery, and that's not necessarily calm. It's energized, it's alive, but it still has this balance, right? The emotional balance. So yes, it's very excited and it's like expressive, creatively very expressive, but it's not swayed easily emotionally. It's very fixed on its goal. It's very fixed on the thing that it is, pursuing. And it doesn't easily sway left and right because of some bad thing that would happen or some trigger that comes through, right? So it's like finding the peace despite all of the triggers that would happen. And perhaps this is with your friendships and your partnerships, your relationships, where it's like to have stability within your emotions, I feel, is your lesson here. Stability. This is your mission, is balance. Balancing out your emotions and not being wounded and all of that from these types of behaviors from other people whenever they do something to you or say something to you that you don't like or is just like triggering for you. It's really to transform that. And this is, again, Scorpio energy. It's to have your own inner sense of peace. No matter what happens on the outside with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that's what it is. It's being at the center of the wheel, very grounded, centered, and stable. And then all that shit could happen on the outside, but you're just at peace. You're unfazed by all of these things. And I'm not saying you're not affected, like you're numb to them. It's just, you know your own truth. You have your own, I don't, like, peace. That's really the best word to describe it. Your own inner tranquility. It's like your inner home. You can come home to yourself and self-regulate and calm down. Like, you have your own strategies to like calm yourself down. And this is like the journey that you're on in this lifetime. So perhaps you are very emotional. You are impacted easily by other people's judgments of you, or how they treat you, or what they do. And maybe you try to control other people or your environment. And then you tend to be very disappointed when it doesn't go your way, or become sad easily, or angry, or react, or be impulsive. Anything like that. Like, emotionally, you're all over the place maybe. There's not balance. And maybe in your relationships, maybe there is a lot of fighting and arguments and conflict and complaining because of this constantly being impacted and swayed left and right, left and right. Yeah, left, right, up, down, like in and out. Like, there's not fixed energy, you know, fixed, stable, like grounded, like I am solid within myself and my emotions. I know who I am. I know what I'm about, and that's where I reside. That's what I trust in. That is my own inner peace. And this gives me freedom. This gives me freedom in life, in my relationships, and this makes me happy. And you can have more, of course, successful relationships with other people. Okay, let's see what else you need to know. Let's pull a card from this deck. Pile number 2. What is their soul here to learn in this lifetime? Okay, so we have honeybee. Let your compassion and forgiveness be your top priority in this situation. I do feel that part of your lesson in this lifetime, part of the thing that you're learning in order to have this inner peace and balance within yourself, like so that you can feel free and happy. Because if you think about it, if you're constantly attached to things going a certain way, people acting a certain way, life happening in the way that you want, when you want it, and you're very attached to that, that's not freedom. That's constantly depending and relying on other things, and it's conditional. Your happiness is conditional. It's just constantly waiting for something to happen so that you can feel a certain way. And if it doesn't go that way, then you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling all the things. And that's not freedom. So your mission here on earth is to find true freedom, true freedom. And that is to find peace with yourself, with the situation, with how things are, the way that they are. And I think you can do this through compassion. So understanding the other's perspective, understanding other people, understanding how life works, understanding psychology and the psychology of other people and why people do the things that they do. It's like really gaining a new perspective on the other side, right? The sacrifice, understanding the other side so that you can forgive, you can accept the situation. You don't have to be so demanding and controlling, but you can kind of just let it go and just be at peace with what is. Be at peace with what is. Be more present. Be in the present moment more and not in the future, worrying about it, or in the past, regretting things, wishing they were still that way or whatever. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. You are your own healer. You are your own anchor. You are your own power. Your presence is your power. You are it. Pile 2, like you are the one to save. You're the only one that can save you, basically, is what your soul is here to learn, to teach your human self, is that nothing outside of you can bring you any peace, any freedom, any happiness, anything, because that's all temporary. That is going to be conditional, that's going to go away, and it's fleeting, and you'll always be depending on it and relying on it to go a certain way for you to feel a certain way. And that is stressful. It brings a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, a lot of attachment, and that is imprisonment. That is an entrapment. That's not freedom. And this is your lesson to learn. It's freedom. To learn to be free. How can you be free? To find your own inner peace and anchor yourself in that. Move towards peaceful, calm waters, away from the conflict of your mind, conflict of whatever, relationships that cause you conflict. I'm not saying to put up with them, to accept them. Yeah, if they're shitty, if they're toxic, move away from them. But you're not, I think there's the difference is that you're not clinging to them. And if they're not working out and if they're not good for you, you're able to detach and move on and move forward and find your own peace and happiness, or still be happy, or at the very least at peace, because you accept that this situation is just not right for you. And instead of forcing the situation to change for me so that it can make me happy, you just let it go, you detach, and you move on to the next thing, something that's more aligned with you. You know yourself, you know your truth, you're empowered within yourself. You don't need anything to be a certain way for you to be happy. You just find that naturally. You bring that energy in because you are vibrating at that frequency. So you're naturally bringing in those things that also equally want to give you what it is that you give it, or what it is that you want. So there's a sense of like detachment from these things. And these could be people, friends, relationships. Instead of wanting to change them, you just see them for who they are. You accept them. And either you can have compassion for them and try to understand and accept this dynamic, this person, truly tap in and see if this is bad for you, or if you are struggling with control and not being able to accept this person, or they're truly hurting you and making your life worse. So you need to balance, right? That's your mission, is to constantly, oh my gosh, yes. What is your mission? To constantly weigh it out, to see, is this truly bad for me? Or am I just a control freak right now? Which one is it? You know, so you need to be honest with yourself. And whenever it is that you make your choice and you realize what is actually the truth, you either can have more compassion for this situation and understand it and forgive and surrender, or you can be like, no, this is actually bad, I'm going to move on. But either way, you find peace. Either way, your goal is to find peace with both. And, you know, the opposite of that would be to cling onto it, to force it to change, to want it to change, and to not be happy unless it's a certain way, or not be able to move on from it because it's hurting you. And then you are worrying. That's not this energy. And so your soul wants to learn peace. It wants to really just truly feel content within itself, that you have power over, and it's not dependent on other people. And in addition to that, it's not just to be passive and to just accept the bullshit and, oh, can I accept this? Can I have compassion? You can find balance in that too and be like, well, let me speak up for myself. Let me express myself. Let me express myself in an effective way, in a tactful way. Not aggressively, not in a, angrily, but let me express myself in a thoughtful way, asking for what it is that I need, sharing my thoughts, because I know that I do have a voice and I do deserve this, and I have a say in this situation or relationship. I speak up, I share, hey, you're treating me this way, I really don't like it, hey, whatever. And at that point, you give the power to the other person and see, okay, can they follow through? Can they meet you where you're at? Can they meet those needs for you? And, if they can, wonderful. You have now spoken your needs. They can meet them. Life is good. You have your peace. But that's not like relying on them. It's like you're giving them an option. Can you do this for me? No? Okay. Then I no longer want to reside in this space. And then you move on. Either way, you have your peace. There's no attachment. There's no attachment to the external world. And this is a huge spiritual lesson. That's the reading. It's like soul. What is your soul here to learn on this human journey? Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a card. What is it? Strength. Okay. Tell us a little bit more about anything you want to tell pile 2 about their lesson. Okay, so we have strength, the devil. There's some nudity, so I'm just gonna do it like that. Okay, yeah, it's to gain control over the devil. Okay, so whenever you are tempted, whenever you are triggered, whenever you're getting into that obsessive space, that overthinking space, that ego space, the fear, the attachment, the codependency, the control, it's to overpower that, overcome that. And this is your higher self controlling basically the devil, right? That's what this is representing. So it's a gain power over that. We have the Tower. I feel like you experience a lot of Tower moments in your life. And I also feel that you feel like you're constantly sacrificing yourself. And pile 2, the reason you feel like you're constantly sacrificing yourself is because you are unable to perhaps detach from the situations that are not serving you and making you feel small or unappreciated. And you hang out in that space for way too long. Like it's expired, you need to move on. And so now you're like, fuck, well now I'm sacrificing myself. Well now I'm like giving more of myself than I have. I don't deserve this, you know, ABC. And yet here this is happening. So this sounds more like an abusive relationship, an abusive friendship, an abusive workplace. Just a situation that's no longer serving you and it's not healthy for you. But because you are cling to it, you, instead of just being strong and kind of moving away from it, you feel now resentful almost because of all the sacrifices that you have to make. And then there's a Tower moment that happens. It just kind of falls apart. Or you create the ending subconsciously because you know your soul knows it's like no longer for it. It doesn't want to be there anymore. And so with the Tower coming, it just like cleans it all up for you. So you if you are experiencing a lot of Tower moments in your life, which is like random destruction, just things kind of falling apart, it's because you're not releasing them when you're given the chance to, in a more effortless way, I guess, or in a more like you can prepare for it more if you're doing it on your own terms. But if you continue to not do it on your own terms and you're just like continue to cling to it, then the universe comes in and kind of intervenes and cleans it up for you. But that's going to be a Tower moment. That's going to feel like shit. That's going to be abrupt. It's going to be destructive. And so that's like, I guess you can measure that. Like you can look at your life and see, okay, do I have a lot of those moments? If I do, ooh, okay, so I'm not detaching fast enough. I'm not communicating fast enough. I'm not communicating my needs. And then it turns into a Tower moment and then shit falls apart. So, you know, there's 3 things that you can do. And I learned this from Eckhart Tolle. Any situation that you're dealing with that is not something that you're happy about, you have 3 options. Okay. The first option is you can accept it. You can just kind of accept the situation. Can I accept this? Can I look at it differently? Can I have a different perspective about it? Can I be compassionate? Can I forgive? Can I love? Okay, that's 1. If you can't do that, then you move on to 2. Can I change it? Can I do something about it to change up the energy? Can I have a conversation with this person? Can I change my energy? Can I move on to something? Can I don't know, like, is there something that you can do to create a change? And if that's not possible either, like you've tried to change it and things are still not changing, then your third option is to leave, is to walk away, to completely leave it behind. Those are the 3 options that you have. And I think there's peace in all of those, So pile 2, your soul's lesson here in this lifetime is that I do feel that you're going to be triggered a lot and tested a lot through your relationships with other people. And they're all going to be like a call for you to find your own inner power and find your own inner peace and your own freedom by constantly, I guess, checking yourself to not be so dependent and attached to them, or attached to these life circumstances too. But to have the courage to make a change, walk away, or to speak up and ask for something else, or to see if you're the crazy one, and if you're the one that's, you know, just has really unrealistic expectations, or you have a really flawed perspective, or just a really, you know, just negative mindset about something or someone that you're just not able to see clearly, and there's not really anything that's hurting you. It's just like your perception of it. So it's like you tuning in and seeing that for yourself. Like, where do I stand on this spectrum? And how can I find peace in the situation? Because at the end of the day, it's up to me to have balance and peace and happiness, and none of these external things. And if I don't like it, if it's causing me turbulence in my life, then it's time to go, or it's time to do something about it. But there's never, I guess your soul really wants to never have you in a situation where you're just constantly feeling anxious and unhappy, because you always have the power to change that situation. And I think the reason that a lot of times you don't change it is because you become too attached to things, too comfortable, too scared. And then this tower moment happens to kind of change everything up, and then it's like you're forced to deal with it. And those are the times when it becomes a lot harder to start over and to you know, deal with this. And so I think the lesson is to like almost see this coming before it actually comes, so that you can choose on your own time and terms to change the situation, instead of the universe kind of being like, all right, we're doing this. And that's really like your soul, you know, because your soul needs to learn this. So I hope that made sense. I hope that resonated with you. That is what your soul is here to learn in this lifetime. Your advice is to, you know, besides everything else that we talked about, how you can learn this is really to, you know, maybe even like meditate a lot more, just reconnect with yourself, tune into your own instincts, your intuition, your deeper higher self. And that is going to really protect you. I think that's really going to protect you from these outside energies, because you have the strength within. You gained that strength within, that empowerment, where you know you feel connected to yourself. You have a really positive relationship with yourself. That's your goal. That's how you can make this happen. That's how you're going to have the courage to stand up for yourself. Stand your ground too, you know, the Seven of Wands. Stand your ground, and don't let people take advantage of you and take you for granted. You know, it's like, know yourself, believe in yourself, know that you're worthy of everything that you want, and you can have it. And it's always up to you to have that peace and freedom. It's no one else's responsibility. All right, so that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you. If you'd like a personal reading with me, you can book that via the link in the description box, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So if you chose this amethyst crystal, then this is going to be a reading today about what is your soul here to learn in this lifetime. So what is the spiritual reason that you are here on earth? So we have a lot to go through, so let's get into it. So the card that you chose, I surrender my desires and I know the universe has my back. Okay. So let's see your oracle cards. So we have happiness. We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. We have perfection, faith, the first chakra with independence. This is also the first chakra, and this is, I believe, the sixth, third eye. And we have focus and then act. Okay. That's very positive messages and cards here. Independence, happiness, success, perfection, faith. It's just very wholesome journey here. It looks like, let's see. So now we're going to pull individual cards to see, why are you here? Like, what is your mission on earth? What are you here to learn, which is the reading? And then how are you going to learn this? So pile 3. What is their mission? Why are they here on earth? Why are they here on earth? What are they here to learn, and how are they going to learn it? Pile 3. Why are they here? What is their mission? What are they here to learn? How are they going to learn it? Well, I can tell you that your soul is definitely meant, well, I guess maybe like your human self, right? It's meant to experience a lot of happiness, success, perfection. I mean, the Empress is literally, what are you here to learn, is the Empress, and then perfection. So I feel like you're meant to learn and realize that you are perfect, that you are beautiful, you're amazing, you're everything. You're the Empress. And you're a really wholesome, wonderful human and soul. So we have also independence here. We have also abundance. And then we have courage and faith, healing, mysticism. So with all of these cards, I'm getting that maybe you don't know your worth. Maybe you don't know how wonderful, amazing, beautiful, abundant, magnetic, sexy, hot, beautiful, gorgeous, handsome you are, you know? And or even just like how powerful you are, maybe how powerful of a creator you are, manifester you are, because this is like very creative energy, manifestation energy. This is about having everything that you want. You can have everything that you want. You can create anything that you want. I surrender my desires and I know the universe has my back. Maybe this is a struggle for you. This is what you're learning in this lifetime, is that you can literally create anything that you want. The universe has your back. You need to have faith. You're learning faith in this lifetime. You're learning faith in the unknown, in the universe, in the things you cannot see. You are learning to find your own happiness, to be successful, to be successful in being happy and having your wishes and your desires met and fulfilled. You know, I feel like that is what's going to bring you a feeling of success, is like feeling like I've accomplished something, I've created something beautiful for myself, I'm living my desired life, I love myself, I accept myself, I have courage, I'm confident, I'm independent, I'm amazing. It's like, it is this like self-confidence, this journey of self, this journey of recognizing your true power and beauty and magnificence. Is that a word? I don't know. You know? And significance, like you're significant, you're important, you matter. And it's like tapping into this and recognizing that, knowing that that is what your soul is here to learn. It's just how beautiful you are. And the universe is connected to you. It protects you. It has your back. You need to have faith. We have courage and faith and faith. We have faith twice. So maybe you lose faith whenever things don't seem to be going well in your life, and there's struggles, there's obstacles, you're facing some challenges and maybe insecurities and doubt and negativity, loss, whatever. You feel like alone maybe, or you feel like the universe isn't really present in your life. Like there is no higher power that's like helping you, like you're being punished, you know, you're being tortured on purpose. I don't know. So you maybe tend to not view this as like you have support from the spirit realm. And so part of your journey is to develop that faith with a higher power and almost use it to help yourself and to co-create with this higher power and to create a beautiful life, being connected to this energy, you know, using it to your advantage, having success in your life because of that. And really, really being happy. So your soul wants to be happy in this lifetime. Your soul wants to feel good, feel happy, feel joyful, and really recognize its own perfection. Your soul wants to learn that you're perfect. Your soul wants your human self to see yourself as perfect, even though you're flawed. Which, of course, all humans are flawed, right? Like we all have issues, we all have things. But in essence, we're perfect. In essence, you're perfect. There is no mistake to you. There is no accident. There is no... All of your perceived imperfections and flaws are also perfect. They're perfect because they make up who you are. They create the beauty that you are. So your mission on this earth, why you are here, is to create beautiful relationships with other people, give love to others, to share yourself with people who see you, who appreciate you, who love you, who give back to you the way that you give to them, is to create this beautiful dynamic between you and others, to have a beautiful flow. This is also with you and life, you and the universe. It's giving and receiving equally. There's like a mutual give and take here. Your mission is also, maybe this is like romantic, like you are meant to have, like you're meant to meet your soulmate, or have like, you know, you have a divine counterpart that you're meant to share your life with, where there's a very, very strong spiritual connection. It's divinely guided and protected. And within this relationship, perhaps you're learning how perfect you are. Maybe this person sees you already as perfect, or they will, if you haven't met this person yet. They see you as the Empress. They see you as everything. They see you, they value you. They see your worth. They see how special you are. But maybe this is something you don't see within yourself. So the mission is like for you within this dynamic to see yourself as they see you. It's like a mirror. They mirror back to you like what you are. They reflect back to you what you are. And there's a level of like acceptance around this, that like, wow, okay, like maybe I am that. Maybe I am really worthy and beautiful and amazing, just like this person sees me, but I don't see that in myself. So I see that you have, you know, a very strong connection with someone here in this lifetime. It's part of your mission, who is here to perhaps allow you to see this about yourself. They help you see that. They help you love yourself more. And it could also be just friends, family, just people who really do value you. Like there's a lot of people, like part of your mission on earth is to recognize your inherent beauty through the eyes of another. Which is interesting, right? Because we're always told like, oh, you should see yourself, like you shouldn't let other people tell you who you are and define you. You should just see yourself. But I almost feel like the world sees you very positively. The world gives you positive feedback about yourself. They see you in a very high light. They see your light, you know? And with you, I feel like maybe you don't see that about yourself all the time. And so these people kind of give back this truth. And these are your soulmates, right? These are your soul. This is your soul tribe who is meant to do this for you, who's meant to bring you back home, who's meant to remind you of like the perfection that you are. And of course, you're not perfect. Like there's of course going to be things that you're not great at. So this isn't to boost your ego and be like, oh yeah, I don't have to fix anything. I don't have to change anything. I'm perfect. No, it's just like recognizing that inherently you are perfect, even though there's flaws, and those flaws are something that you recognize within yourself and you can work through and you can improve yourself. But even though those are there, you still are not any less. You're not any less worthy of love, you know? You're not any less perfect. Perfect doesn't mean everything is great. It just means that you, the way that you're made, the way that you are, is perfect the way that it is. And that's something you have to see about yourself. I feel like you're also meant to be very, like you have very beautiful, abundant energy. You're here to learn that you can create a lot. Like you have very powerful, magnetic, like I said, abundant energy. Creative talents, creative powers, psychic powers with mysticism. And healing powers. Very healing energy. This is also something people love about you. They're attracted to you. People are attracted to you. What you're here to learn is that you're very attractive. You're beautiful inside and out. Your energy is beautiful. You're very powerful. You're like the magician. You can create anything through your intention, through your focus. Focus and then act. You can create anything by focusing on something and then acting on it. That's something that you're learning in this lifetime. Your soul's here to learn just how powerful of a creator you are. You can manifest your dreams, your dream reality. Your wishes can come true. And it's all in your hands. It's all in your own power. You've been gifted maybe physical beauty. I don't know, maybe that helps you out in life a little bit more. Maybe you don't see this about yourself. You don't view yourself as beautiful, but you are. You're perfect. Your soul wants you to learn like that you are perfect. And I definitely feel like you're meant to share this beauty with other people. You're meant to share your light with other people. That's your mission, is to share your light, share your healing energy, share your warmth, share your positivity, your knowledge, your wisdom, your mysticism, you know? Whatever it is that you have that makes you so beautiful and perfect, to share that with others, to share that in your one-on-one relationships. Maybe it'll inspire people, it'll help other people to see you more accurately as well. So how are you going to learn this? This is interesting. This is the 5 of Cups, which the 2 of Cups is why are you here? Like, what's your mission? And the 2 of Cups exists in this card as well, is just not recognized that there are 2 cups here and life is good and things are beautiful. There's too much focus on the loss, on the pain, on the past, on the disappointments, and grieving that, and not focusing, not seeing like the actual beauty, not seeing the beauty. So this is, I feel like this is kind of how you see yourself maybe, or your life. You are not seeing things accurately. And things are, I think, a lot more beautiful than you think that they are. You're a lot more beautiful than you think that you are. And you struggle with like a negative mindset or skepticism or pessimism. And you tend to really gravitate more towards like negative thoughts and sadness and like being hurt and in pain over things instead of the positive, you know? So this could be something that you struggle with in this lifetime, is seeing things positively, seeing yourself positively. Maybe like self-sabotage is something that you struggle with. How are you going to learn it? I feel like there's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of maybe depression. Maybe that's something that you struggle with in this life. And through these depressive moments where you're not happy, you're sad, you're disappointed, you're at a loss, you feel alone. During these moments in your life is when you're like forced to dig deep, forced to really address this issue, because it hurts you so much at this point, or it brings you down so much, or it creates so much pain in your life where you're just like depressed that you're like, I can't live like this anymore. I need to be happy. I need to be happy. I need to have success in this because I can't live like this anymore. So this becomes so painful and unbearable after time and time and time and time and time again that it happens, that you're forced into this perspective. You're forced into this like, okay, what am I seeing wrong? Where am I, flawed in my perspective or my thoughts about myself, my life, my situation, because I can't be in this energy anymore. So then you are almost forced to surrender. You're forced to have faith. You're forced to see yourself differently. And you do. You start to really develop this new appreciation for yourself, this love for yourself, seeing yourself as beautiful. And like I said, I think you have a very supportive person around you, or people around you, one-on-one relationships who help you, because who also see you as beautiful, and beautiful physically and internally, whatever. Your energy, your soul, your heart, your personality, your mind. I feel that people really do love you and appreciate you. They value you. And maybe you start to consult them, or maybe you start to really try to see yourself the way that they see you, and you start to believe it. Now you're at a point where you're like, okay, maybe they're right. Maybe they see something in me that I don't see, Maybe I am the Empress. Maybe I am perfect. So yes, there's acceptance here of yourself. The journey is of self-love, believing in yourself, loving yourself, having a really positive relationship with yourself, and seeing how powerful you are to create success, your dreams, your wishes, to manifest them, to come true, to have faith in a higher power, that you're protected, that is working with you, to have independence, you know, to have courage and confidence. Yeah, so I definitely feel like the pain that you go through and these depressive episodes are what draw you into, force you into learning this lesson. Because you're like, I can't reside here. I just can't reside here any longer. I need to find my power. I need to find my happiness. And then so you do. And then you also have people around you who help you with this. Okay, so let's see. You're definitely not seeing things accurately with the Ace of Swords, or sorry, the Seven of Swords. It's like you're avoiding the truth. And because you're avoiding the truth, you experience this destruction, self-destruction, I feel. It's like you're self-sabotaging because you believe this about yourself. You believe that, oh, I can't have this. I'm not like this. I'm ABC. And, you know, you just have these like self-sabotaging thoughts about yourself. And you start to see your reality from that perspective because you're not seeing things clearly. And because you're seeing the world from that perspective, things start to fall apart. And you're like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're like, oh, see, told you that I sucked. I told you that I'm a failure. I told you that I can't do this, that I'm ugly, that I'm, you know, this and that and that. And then it's like you don't experience success because you created that, you know. And this is where it's like you're a very powerful manifester. You can create it for yourself either way. But then we have the Ace of Cups. Look, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. There's this love that you are, this unconditional love, you know, that the universe is handing you. And these opportunities of love and abundance, prosperity, like a gift, like these gifts that if you just really embrace, right? Like you turned around and you focus more on that, you would see this instead of this. Focusing on this negative dark energy creates this in your life, destruction. Focusing on this Two of Cups energy creates these opportunities that can grow into something amazing. And that's part of your lesson, is to recognize that. It's to change your mind. So what is the lesson here? Tell me more about the lesson for pile 3. Ten of Swords, Ace of Wands, King of Cups, Five of Swords at the bottom. So the lesson is with the Five of Swords, it's like, yes, you get in your head. You're not seeing things clearly and accurately. There's a level of self-trust and self-love, inspiration. And it's like the soul lesson here is to bring an end to that negative self-perception, to gain your power back, to gain this life, your life force that is the thing that creates your beautiful reality. It's to embrace that, embody that, understand that, accept it, embody it, and move forward with it. Focus and then act. And it's this emotional stability, emotional maturity, and it's this deep love for who you are. Which also then makes you very magnetic and very attractive, and then you can now draw more of those things that you want into your life with the Two of Cups. Yeah, so that's what I have for you. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I feel like all in all, you are meant, your soul really came to this earth to experience happiness, joy, success, empowerment, luxury, to really embrace your creative energy, to recognize how beautiful and perfect and amazing you are, how special you are, to have faith in the universe, to have faith in a higher power, and to gain independence over your life and empower yourself and not, you know, be in this like more depressed, sad, kind of negative energy with a very flawed belief system, you know, mainly about yourself and who you are, and just see yourself in a more positive light and like just how wonderful you are. And that would create all of these positive changes in your life as well. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. I really hope that resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye.